Hey God family, how y'all doing? I'm God's daughter. Welcome to God's daughter Ministries, where we help you live completely sold out for Christ and help you grow in your relationship with God. If that is something that you're interested in, be sure to hit the subscribe button and join the greatest family in the world. Check out my other videos, and for more Christ-centered content, be sure to check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Like, follow, share all the good stuff with your friends and your family, and let's spread the word of the Lord together. So it is the beginning of a brand new month, and I'm here to give you guys a quick word. Today's word is going to come from Isaiah 55 verse 8 to 9. It reads, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord." God's way is better. That is my encouragement for you this month. On your walk with God, things will not always go the way that you think, imagine, expect, or want. In this new month, I want you to be open to getting your answer in a way that you were not expecting. His ways are higher than ours. His thoughts are higher than ours. He knows better than us. Going into this new month, I want us to understand and believe that there is a purpose for things going the way that they are in our lives. There is a purpose for God allowing things to happen in the way that they're happening in our lives. You know, my morning devotion this morning actually coincides with this message, and it was talking about how there is no randomness about our lives. We are on the path of God's choosing. There is no randomness in our lives, but the paths that we are walking on are the paths that God has chosen for us. So I need us to understand that His ways are better. He knows better than us. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways, so we can trust the path that He has us on. He would not lead you down a path that was going to lead to your destruction. As unexpected as it may be, as unwanted as it may be, even though it's not what you expected, what you thought, what you had imagined to happen in your life, His ways are better. Step into what He has for you. You know, one of my favorite people in the Bible, if you know, you know, one of my favorite people in the Bible is Joseph. You know, I just love his story because I feel like I relate the most to him. And so when I was watching a movie called Joseph King of Dreams, which basically follows his story from him being born, his dreams, him in Egypt, in Potiphar's house, in the prison, in the palace, him meeting his brothers once again, meeting up with his father once again, it gave me perspective, and it helped me to actually understand what it looks like to trust God with His promises, what it looks like to trust God with the path that He has us on, especially when everything in our lives is going in the opposite direction of what He showed us or what He had promised us or what He had spoken over us, especially when things are not going the way that we expected or wanted or thought. And what seals the cake is that there's even a song in the movie called Better Than I that basically puts the cherry on top of the cake. And this song helped me to see things for what they truly are. Is that I don't know anything. God knows everything. He knows better than me. And I just want to read some of the lyrics to you guys. It says, "You know better than I. You know the way. I've let go the need to know why, for you know better than I. If this has been a test, I cannot see the reason, but maybe knowing I don't know is part of getting through. I try to do what's best, and faith has made it easy. To see the best thing that I can do is put my trust in you. You know better than I. You know the way. I've let go the need to know why, for you know better than I. For you know better than I." Not gonna lie to you guys, I love this song. Every time I feel like, oh God, okay, this is getting overwhelming, I don't know what's happening, I try to go back to the song and I just sing over and over, "You know better than I. You know the way. I'm letting go the need to know why, because you know better than I." And that's what I want to encourage you guys with in this new month. Understand that God knows better than you. He knows what He's doing in your life. You are on the path of His choosing. There is no randomness in your life. Follow the path that He has you on. You're not there by mistake. You're not in that situation by mistake. You're not on that path by mistake. You're not in that environment by mistake. There was no glitch in the system. God has you where He has you. He has you walking the path that you're on for a reason, for a purpose. It's very intentional. God has a plan for each and every one of us. We read about this in Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. He has a plan for each and every one of us. But that plan is not going to go the way that you think it should. It's going to go the way that God needs it to go, because He knows each and every one of us, and He knows what in us needs to be developed, what in us needs to be strengthened, what in us needs to be encouraged, inspired, and He knows the paths that we need to take. He knows what circumstances each individual needs to undergo in order to grow. In order to grow, you're going to have to trek roads and routes, go up mountains, go through the valleys, experience ups and downs, go through lack, experience loss, just to prepare you and make you everything that you need to be in order for you to step into what He has in store for you, in order for you to actually fulfill the plan that God has for you and step into His will for your life. It's not going to be easy. And also understand that whatever path you're on, whatever it is that you're experiencing, it is there for a purpose, it's there for a reason, it is intentional. There's no randomness in your life. You are on the path of His choosing. When you look at the Israelites in the desert, you read that they could have actually gotten to the promised land in about 11 days. But it took them 40 years to get there. Why? Because, number one, God knew that they were not ready to possess the land yet. God knew they were not ready. Exodus 13 verse 17 to 18, it says, when Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them on the road through the Philistine country, though that was shorter. For God said, if they face war, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So God led the people around by the desert road towards the Red Sea. God knew that if they fresh out of Egypt, if they started to experience hardships, then they would have turned around. So God said, you know what, let me take them all the way around just so that I can grow their muscle of experiencing hardships. I can grow the muscle of endurance. I can grow the muscle of perseverance. God saw that if I give it to them way too early, they're going to give up and they're going to mess it up. God needed to wash and discipline the Egyptian ways out of them before they could enter the promised land. God needed to build muscles in them before they can step in to the promised land. And that is what God is doing in our lives. There are things in us that He needs to work out. There are muscles in us that He needs to develop and grow so that we are properly prepared to step into the greatness, to step into the end of the rainbow that He has set for us. So we're going to trek through hard times. We're going to trek through mountains, valleys. We're gonna walk through, experience ups and downs, experience lack, experience loss, all to prepare us for what God has for us. Even with Joseph, he needed to be trained to lead a country. You couldn't just take Joseph straight from his father's house and make him second in command of Egypt. He doesn't know the laws of Egypt. He doesn't know how things run. He doesn't know how to run a country. So what does God do? He puts him on a path where he can learn with each step, with each area, with each era that he steps into, with each stage that he experiences, he can learn everything that he needs to lead a country. That's why, as his father's favorite child, while his brothers went off to take care of the livestock and take care of the animals in the house, Joseph was sitting with his father, where he was learning. He was learning from his father, and using what his father taught him gave him an advantage in Potiphar's house. Because then now in Potiphar's house, what happens? He gets promoted to second in command of Potiphar's house. Now he's under Potiphar's mentorship. And it's there where he learns how to manage a household. It's there when he gets to actually learn about Egypt. Because Potiphar worked for Pharaoh. So he knows these things. So as he's working under Potiphar, he's learning about Egypt. He's learning the rules. He's learning the laws. He's learning the ways. He's learning the customs. He's learning the government. That's why, and then even when he's in the prison, he's promoted to second in command in the prison. He's in charge of all the prisoners. And even in the prison, that's where his faith was tested. His trust in God was tested. You may think that there's only one way to success, but God knows better. God knows better. The way to success, the way to fulfillment, the way to accomplishing things, to achieving goals, is not one way, and it's not linear, it's not straight. It's a line that looks crazy. You start here, you go there, you go here, you go there, you go here, you go there, you go here. The line, the path to success, the path to the thing that you want to achieve, the path to the promise that God has for you is not linear. And sometimes it won't even make sense. Like, God, what are we doing? We're not even going in the right direction anymore. Like, what is happening? But it's all part of the plan. It's all part of what God has for you and what He has in store for you. Everything that happens in our lives is preparation for what God has for us. There is no randomness about our lives, but we are on the path of His choosing, the path that He has chosen for us to walk in that moment of our lives. It's not timing. Don't even look at the timing. The timing is even exact. The timing is right. God knows what each of us need to go through in order for us to gain and learn and level up to where He needs us to be able to move forward. Your definition of success and God's definition are not the same. Your definition of growth and God's definition of growth are not the same. Your definition of maturity and God's definition of maturity are not the same. God's definition of development, strength training, endurance, perseverance, preparation, and your definition are not the same. God knows better than us. He created us after all. He goes before us. So He knows what is to come. He knows the paths we need to walk upon to get to where He needs us to be at. God's ways are better. He knows what He's doing. Whatever path He has you on, it's intentional. It's purposeful. It's there for a reason. You are there for a reason. God needs to grow us. He needs to develop us. He needs to build some muscle in us. Shake us a bit. Shake izinto. Build things in you. Lay a foundation in you. That's what God is doing where He has you. That's what God is doing in the process that you're in the situation that you're in. He's laying a foundation for a greater work. He's laying a foundation for something beyond your imagination. He wants to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ever ask, think, or imagine. But it starts here. And it's not linear either. He's growing you. He's shaping you. He's shaking you. He's laying a foundation. He's strengthening you so that you can become who you need to be to possess it. Joseph had to go through what he went through so that he could be able to do the thing that God was calling him to do. His ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. His way is better.